Welcome back, folks. MTG Joe here. Today we're going to be doing kind of an impromptu meta update. It is the standard challenge best of 3 this weekend, trying to win some packs of Brothers War. Normally I would get all the data for the meta breakdown from Untapped, but they just don't have a large enough population the first couple days into the season, so can't really give you the information, but I've kind of scoured Twitter where I can find deck lists of folks who have 7-0'd the challenge. So we'll share those deck lists there. I'll link the tweets so you can copy and paste. Some of them have posted importable deck lists, others haven't, so I apologize for that. But this will give you an idea of where kind of some of the decks or ideas if you do want to jump into it for this first set of challenges. We'll be back with the actual Untapped data as soon as we can. We did best of 1 with Untapped data. There's enough there, so if you're looking for deck lists there, everything's importable and on my channel. So jumping into it, there is a bit of... well, there's quite a bit of variance of Grixis. There's a couple Esper decks that were unchanged that I just left and I didn't want to show. I want to kind of show off the new decks that were being played. But this first deck from Kushiro MTG, it's a Grixis Anvil deck. So built around Unicult Anvil as a way to kind of sack artifacts, get the value, more tokens. You're going to see a lot of the elements in terms of the Blood package, Fable the Mirror Breaker. The new cards that are being played here are Transmogrant's Crown, which is basically fixed Skull Clamp. 2 mana plus 2/0. When a creature dies, you get to draw a card. So you basically every turn get to draw an extra card by equipping for a black mana and then sacking the token that you get. So some value there to kind of grind out those long games. You also have Saheeli Filigree's Master as a way to draw cards, create Thopters, and then pump up your artifact army. Also Visions of Phyrexia, which is kind of an experimental frenzy that generates Power Stone tokens as well. So kind of a cool deck there. We have some of the new Underground Rivers that were printed in here. Your sideboard, you got like discard effects, bounce, counters, graveyard hate, grind factors, Brotherhood End as a sweeper, Obnixis, and Shieldred for the more aggressive decks. We then go to a Serpent version of Grixis. So top ending with Teferi and Blade Coil Serpent. Blade Coil is 6 mana X, so you can cast as much mana afterwards, the 6. But for every blue in it, you get to draw a card. For every 2 black, your opponent discards. And for every red, it gets plus power and trample and haste till end of turn. So it's a pretty big top-end threat that you can kind of power through there. Otherwise, you have stuff like Tainted Indulgence to pull through, Urtai, Shieldred, so kind of your core of a Grixis deck. Your sideboard's just a bunch of counters, hand hate, and removal, dependent on the matchup. Apologize for my dog. Similar, you're going to see a lot of the kind of parallels here. This one's still playing Trespasser, Corpse Appraiser, some Soul Canar, Invokes, and then the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger on the top end. So it's going Serpent versus Worm. The lifelink versus kind of the big burst damage or kind of mana sink with all the ETB style effects. Siphon Insight's being played a lot in kind of the grindy mirrors, just being able to take your opponent's best cards, burn down the house, sweeping up most of the boards that are present here. So a really clean sideboard where you're seeing here is a lot of like 1-ofs or kind of situational cards kind of in here. We then have a first placing of Soldiers. So this version here is going Azorius, just really 4-ofs across the board. Sky Strike, so it's not playing the 4 mana version. In the Trenches is another Lord effect that can be used as removal as well. Some Mishra's Foundries in the mana base as well as the Fortified Beachhead. Then for like the more targeted removal, you have Guardian Nubenalia, Peacekeepers for the tax effects, Lorna the Third Path for artifact and enchantment destruction, Wandering Emperors for exile, and Kayla's Reconstruction as kind of a collected company style effect. And then lastly, Gaiden was able to 7-0 with a mono red, big red. So leveraging Power Stones. I tried something like this, but going to Portal New Phyrexia. Instead, they're going to Cityscape Leveler or Tyrant of Ked Ridges. Some burn downs, the Might Stone in here as well. So just, you're seeing Karn being played, so kind of some cool cards there. Whole bunch of removal on the sideboard, Spectrum Sentinel for life gain, and then just kind of playing around with that, so a whole bunch of removal. So this one's a quick one, just getting you some deck ideas that you can use for the challenge. Like I said, once we have everything from a data perspective, I'll do a deeper dive, show you win rates, stuff like that, but this is just something to satiate the need to have some decks and hopefully help you as you're trying to challenge for the weekend. There's also a Jund deck. If you check out Croaky's stream, he's been playing it a lot. It's a Jund Anvil sack deck. That might be a popular one that's coming around. So having answers to artifacts will be good. Brothershood End has probably a lot of utility in the sideboard, just being able to clean up all the Anvil tokens, everything like that as well. So catch you next time. If you do like this kind of meta coverage, we do this weekly for every format on Arena, talking win rates, changes in the meta, everything like that. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.